So now that we're into the new year, there are a number of different benefit and support program changes that are happening in Canada. So in today's video, we're gonna go kind of rapid fire through every individual province and talk about what benefit support programs are available and how you can apply for it. If you're interested in only your province, you can check out all of the timestamps in this video to go directly there, as well as the links in the description, so you can check these individual programs out for yourself. But I do recommend watching the entirety of the video so you can get a better idea of what is happening in other provinces, so you can hold your own provincial jurisdiction to account. So let's get right into the information and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. We're going to start with the newest update that has recently come out, and this is for the province of Alberta, and it's part of the Affordability Action Plan, and we just got some new details on how people can apply for this just yesterday. Now, inside of this Affordability Action Plan, there was talk of an affordability payment, and that's exactly what we're going to touch on today. This is a $100 per month over the next 6 months benefit, and there's a lot of different people in Alberta that are going to be eligible for this. Take a look at the eligibility requirements. There are a few different categories here. The first is if you're a senior, and the qualification is age 65 or older by June 30th, 2023, and that your household income is below $180,000 for seniors. If we expand this to families, you can get $600 for each dependent child under 18. So again, this benefit is tied to how many children you have in your household. It will be $100 per month per child. The family's component of this benefit is income tested as well, just like the seniors one. You have to have a household income of under $180,000 to be eligible. And if you are on the income support programs or disability support programs or the senior benefit in Alberta, well, then you can also be eligible for this program, and you'll be automatically enrolled to receive this $600 affordability payment. But important to note is only people from this bottom group that will not need to apply for this benefit. Folks in this bottom group already have given the government all of the application details that they need in order to make sure that they're qualified for this benefit. Now, for families and for seniors, the application process is a little bit more involved. Starting on January 18th, just over a week away from when I'm putting this video up, you're going to have to apply through the My Alberta portal. And the way that you can do that is by signing up for a Alberta.ca account. And again, the link to this page is in the description, so you can navigate to this area where you can go to your Alberta.ca account. And when the portal opens on January 18th, you can go through that portal, provide all the details you need to make sure that you are getting your first payment at the end of January, and then your subsequent payments for the next 6 months. And while people who have set up direct deposit with the government will receive payments at the end of the month, checks will come a little bit later, accounting for how long it has to travel through the mail system. Next up is Saskatchewan, and this is a program called the SATC, or the Saskatchewan Affordability Tax Credit, and we have a new update on this program. Some people may have already received this if they were eligible, but we have some information about late applicants to this program, and we just got this update as of January 5th, 2023. We'll get to that update in just a moment, but as a quick reminder, this Saskatchewan Affordability Tax Credit is a one-time payment of $500 to everyone in Saskatchewan. There's no sort of income testing. Everyone who lives in Saskatchewan will be able to receive this benefit. But the key detail in order to have received this was that you had to have filed your taxes by October 31st, 2022. This is for the 2021 tax year, that tax year where you earned income in 2021 and then did those taxes in April of 2022, or that's when the deadline was April 2022 to file your taxes. But you can file your taxes late, of course, and anyone who did file their taxes late, but not too late, before October 31st of last year, well, then you should be set to get this payment, and that's exactly what this update is about. It's about the timing for people who did those taxes later in the year. For people who missed that soft tax deadline or did their taxes a little bit late, you may be receiving this affordability tax credit check a little bit later as well. They say that they're just waiting on the last period of information from October 24th to October 31st to be reported to the Ministry of Finance to make sure that you are eligible for this benefit saying that you do live in Saskatchewan. And once they get that information, they're going to mail out those checks by January 13th, 2023. So if you haven't already received it, it should be on its way relatively soon. Now for British Columbia, previously on the channel, we've talked about the climate action incentive payments that have gone out to many people in BC, but now a new sort of update or an increase to one benefit in BC is the expansion of the BC Family Benefit. Now, this benefit program is tied to the Canada Child Benefit, the sort of national CCB. And so if you are applied to that Canada Child Benefit, the national program, well, then the government of British Columbia already has your information and you should be set up to receive these the BC family payments here. And this is the big change for the next 3 months. There are some temporary enhanced monthly benefits, and this BC government is providing a temporary benefit enhancement of up to $175 per child for the period of January 2023 to March 2023. Of course, this benefit is income tested and it has a sliding scale. So if you have a higher income, you'll receive less of this benefit, including the enhancement. And if you have a lower income, well, you could receive the full potential amount. Now, if you are in that income range, the minimum amount that you can get from this is $150 per child or $50 per month, and the maximum is $175 per child, or roughly around $58.33, I believe that would be it's right here, $58.33 per month for your child, and this will come on a monthly basis over the next 3 months as far as this enhanced payment goes. Now, in Ontario, they've decided to be very, very narrowly focused on some of the most vulnerable people in the province. We'll start here with the increase to the GAIN system, which stands for Guaranteed Annual Income System. This is for the lowest income seniors in Canada. Here are some of the eligibility requirements to be a part of this program. You have to be 65 years of age or older, have lived in Ontario for the past 12 months or 20 years since turning 18. You've been a Canadian resident for 10 years or more. You already received the Old Age Security and Guaranteed Income Supplement. That's the federal senior supplement. And also, here's the main thing. You have to have an annual private income of up to $1,992 per year as a senior. Again, we're talking extremely low income seniors here, or if you're a couple, $3,984. Again, depending on your individual income range, if you're an applicant for this program, you're going to get a different amount, and this is a monthly amount, right? The enhancement or the additional addition to this payment is $250 at the low end, all the way up to $83 per month at the high end. That low end on a yearly basis is $30 over the course of the year of an enhancement, and the high end here is $998 of an enhancement, so rather low sums. The next group of people who will see a change in their benefits in Ontario are folks who are on ODSP, the Ontario Disability Support Program, and the change is not an adding of money to the program per se, but it is an adding an additional amount that you can earn without having this money clawed back, and you can sort of see that change here in the table. They've expanded it from $200 that you could earn without having money clawed back, all the way up to $1,000 that you can earn without having money clawed back, and you can sort of see this here before the change, these amounts, and after the change, these amounts. So you can earn all the way up to $1,000 and still gain that from that income without sort of detracting from the income or the support that you're receiving through ODSP. And this is the largest impact on people who are earning right around that $1,000 mark, with a $400 difference between what you would have kept before and what you can keep now. For Quebec, there will be a recalculation on the amount you receive from the Solidarity Tax Credit. This Solidarity Tax Credit is not one of those tax credits that you only get at tax time, like to reduce your income to pay less income tax. No, this is something that is sent out potentially monthly to you, but we'll get into what the criteria are to determine how often you're going to get paid because of this Solidarity Tax Credit. Now, for the Quebec government to know if you're eligible or not for this program, you'll have to have filed your income taxes. That's how they're going to sort of track this stuff, because part of the eligibility is that if you're a single individual, you can't be earning over $58,179 to start receiving this. And of course, you have to be 18 years or older and living in Quebec as a citizen at this time. Now I'll link to this page so that you can research the payment estimator so you can actually calculate how much you're expected to get because of this solidarity tax credit. But the maximum that you can receive is just a little bit over $800. And depending on how much you receive, that'll determine how often you receive this tax credit. If you're over $800, you're going to be getting this monthly, every single month, sort of spread out across 12. If you're getting between $241 and $799, you're going to get paid quarterly in July, October, January, and April. And if your credit is $240 or less, you're just going to receive it all in one lump sum come July 2023. Manitoba, like Ontario, has chosen to focus on folks living with disabilities and expanding the supports that are available for them, especially people who are already on EIA disability. That's one of the criteria here, at least for the next little while. In order to be part of this first round of expansions to the program, you have to be on EIA as well as getting these qualifying disability supports, including community living disability services, living in a personal care home, or receiving the CPP disability benefit. People who are determined to be eligible will receive a financial worker assigned to them, approximately $100 more per month than they're receiving now, automatic laundry and phone allowances, access to health benefits for 2 years after a file closes, and the ability to earn up to $12,000 annually before these benefits start to get clawed back. Again, in the description below, I'll link to this page so you can click on your individual situation if this is something that you can apply for, and then you can sort of get all of the information on how you can actually apply for this expanded support program. In Nova Scotia, this benefit will especially help you, and you might wish you already had it as of right now with the storm that's going on out there, the winter storm, but this is called the HARP program, or the Heating Assistance Rebate Program, and this has been expanded to actually apply to a more Nova Scotians. You can see that here in this one-time rebate change notice saying that starting on the 30th of January 2023, end of this month, you can receive $1,000 if you qualify for this heating assistance rebate program. The idea is that it's going to be rather expensive to heat homes this winter with the added cost of living that we've all been experiencing here, and so they've expanded eligibility so that more people can apply to this program. To qualify, you need to pay for your own home heat and have a household income of $85,000 or less. So that's you as well as your partner having under $85,000 in income. And you can apply starting on the 30th of January, and the last day you can apply is the 31st of March 2023 in order to get this $1,000 heating rebate program payment. For Newfoundland, there are a couple different things we need to talk about. The first one is a deal that was signed back in 2021 that is, as of now, in effect, and this is the $10 a day early learning and childcare that the Liberal government has sort of been trying to sign deals with each individual province to administer. This is one of their things that they're pointing to as the way that the federal government is helping with affordability in Canada. However, this $10 a day childcare has some issues, and this is something that some childcare workers have been pointing out, saying that even if we get the cost down to $10 per day, well, that increases the demand for this childcare because it's so much cheaper than the $75, $80 a day that was previously being paid, but we just haven't expanded access to this service enough. So even though there are lots of people who are lining up for $10 a day childcare, the waiting lists are rather long. Also in Newfoundland, the provincial minimum wage has been updated, and that was updated actually as of October 1st, but you can expect another update of this minimum wage. It's going to increase by 80 cents on April 1st, 2023, up to $14.50 per hour. Now, along with this, by October 1st, 2023, you're going to see that hit $15 per hour. And for small businesses, the government has sort of put out this support transition program where they're actually going to pay a portion of wages for small businesses who are paying this new higher minimum wage. This program will pay 50 cents per hour for all workers that worked at the minimum wage rate from October 1st, when this new change happened, to September 30th, 2023, to a maximum of $1,040 per minimum wage worker, with 80% of the eligible amount paid up front and the remaining 20% paid after the coverage period ends. In PEI, you should be expecting to get your inflation support payments rather soon. These are scheduled to go out in January 2023, along with the federal HST rebate. And as a reminder, reminder, this will be a $500 payment for individuals with a net income of up to $100,000, and individuals with a net income between $100,000 and $125,000 will receive a reduced amount, less than $500. Now for couples, this amount is $1,000, sort of like doubling of the $500, but you have to show that your income as a couple has to be under $100,000 to get the full amount, and you can have it actually being between $1,000 and $145,000 as a couple, but you'll just receive a lesser amount, sort of scaling with what your income is as it inclines throughout that range. And an important thing to note here, much like many of these other benefits, you have to have filed your taxes because that's how the government knows how much you made. So anytime there's a benefit that is sort of qualified based on your income in terms of how much you get, you got to make sure that you actually paid your taxes and filed your taxes so the government has your income information. In New Brunswick, the government has added an additional payment to a program that they started last year called the Fuel and Food Benefit Program. Now, this goes out to certain individuals to help with the rising cost of living, and this is $22 million going out to in the amount of $225 for low-income individuals, including seniors, or $450 for families, and this is going to be distributed to existing social development clients, so people who are already in social housing programs or social assistance programs. So you don't actually have to apply for this benefit if you are someone who's already in these programs, that you can expect this amount of money. This support will also go to seniors who have already applied for and received the 2022 low-income senior benefit. They're going to be automatically added into this emergency fuel and food benefit. If you live in Yukon, and I think that there was about 50 viewers when I look at my analytics of people who are there, you can see that the government of Yukon launched a new Yukon dental program, allowing up to 8,000 Yukoners to benefit from this program, providing around $1,300 per year in dental benefits, kind of similar to the way the federal government has rolled out a dental program just for children, but they're expanding it over the coming years. To be eligible for this program, you have to make a certain amount of money. It has to be under $600,000 if you're an individual, and under $90,000 if you're an individual that has 2 children. So you can earn a little bit more if you have 2 children that you're trying to support. You also have to make sure that you're not eligible for care in any other way, any other dental care through insurance providers or any other program you're applied for, you could be a part of. And children are also eligible for the program if their caregivers meet the income threshold. So that, like all of these benefit videos, when I come out with these updates, was information packed. I hope you got something helpful out of it. I know a lot of these amounts are rather underwhelming, especially compared to some of the supports we've seen in years past, but it seems that governments around the world are sort of clawing back or trying to reduce the amount of direct support they're giving to their citizens, especially in an era where we're seeing rising costs of living due to inflation. Governments are saying, okay, if we give more money to people, they're going to spend that money and it's going to make inflation worse. So for the time being, this is what we're dealing with in terms of benefits and supports going to Canadians. If this video helped you out at all, make sure to subscribe to keep on getting Canadian financial updates. And with all that said, thanks so much for watching. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Thanks so much for watching. I really hope the video helped you out at least a little bit, and I'll see you next time.